Alright, so what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper, and today I've got a really exciting video for you. We're going to be discussing all of the Easter eggs in the Final Reich that have not been solved yet. There's a bunch of little steps and things that we found that may lead to something much, much bigger, and this is kind of going to be an update onto everything that we know exists, like Easter egg-wise, and that just hasn't been completed. The Final Reich does, in fact, have some side Easter eggs that we have not solved. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have as many side quests as other on-disc maps that we've had in previous Zombies titles in the past. Primarily Black Ops 3 Shadows of Evil, we are literally still finding Easter eggs to this day. You guys probably saw the video a couple days ago from your favorite Zombies YouTubers that showed the brand new laundry ticket Easter egg in Shadows of Evil. So, you know, just little stuff like that is still being found in that map. In the Final Reich, there aren't as many side quests, unfortunately, but they still are there. And we're going to be discussing all the known ones in this video today, where they may lead and what they could actually become when completed. Now, just before we get into all that, if you guys could do me a really huge favor and leave a like on the video if any of this stuff you find interesting or you enjoy it, that would be absolutely awesome. And subscribe if you are brand new to the channel. If any of these eggs end up getting completed in the near future, I'm going to keep you guys in the loop so you won't miss out on anything. You won't have to worry about that. And then also one more announcement, I'm going to be live streaming over on the second channel. There'll be a link in the description to that right now, so go click on that. Make sure you're subbed if you want to come over to the streams, hang out. It'll be a really, really good time. And with all that stuff being said and out of the way, guys, we can get into all of the Easter eggs in the Final Reich that have not been solved yet. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is an update to the Double Pack-a-Punch video. Now, I made a video discussing, you know, what's going to happen with Double Pack-a-Punch, where it is, and why nobody's solved it yet. That video absolutely blew up. It completely exceeded all my expectations. It went off, but thank you guys very much for that, by the way, just on a side note. But I want to give you guys a little bit of an update if you did watch that video on some new information that we do have. Now, I saw a lot of people in the comment section saying that, oh, the zombies are speaking German. It'll be really easy to translate. You just gotta listen to them or what they're saying. And that's kind of true to an extent. The zombies do speak German, but it's very broken German. The zombies in the map are actually speaking a mixture of German, what seems like Latin, maybe Greek, and a bunch of different languages all combined into one, and maybe even some made-up language, because if that were as simple as, you know, them speaking German, any person who spoke German natively or was fluent in it would instantly know exactly what the zombies are saying, but the fact right now is that nobody knows what they're saying. And I probably should have clarified that in the video, but I thought that was just kind of well understood, that the zombies weren't speaking complete German, or else it would have been solved already. But what I'm going to do is give you guys a few audio clips to show you what I'm talking about, and just so you, if you want to listen to the zombies, maybe give it a go. If you're very fluent and multilingual, then have at it. But I'll let you guys listen to a couple of these audio clips real quick, and we'll come right back to this discussion. So you get the point. You see what I mean? It's a little bit of German mixed in here and there, but it's not completely clean or fluent. It's a mixture of a bunch of different things. And Cameron Dayton even was replying to his people saying that this semester somebody made a reference to Attack of the Radioactive Thing for IW basically being chemistry class, and he said this semester is going to be your history and language course. He said everybody find your study partner. So you can probably see where this is going. It's going to be a lot more complicated and convoluted than we previously thought, but I just want to play those audio clips. If anybody wants to give that a crack, then I mean, that might be related to Double Pack-a-Punch. I think the zombies are holding some pretty you know, juicy information if it's this well hidden and hard to solve. But you know, if you're really up to the challenge, by all means go for it. But right now, a real step for Double Pack-a-Punch still remains to be seen, unfortunately. Maybe it'll come in the DLC 1, maybe it won't. We'll just have to wait and find out. Now, the next Easter egg step is something that I found, but for a long time I just chalked it up to being a glitch, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. But let me just kind of preface how I found this. Now, when we were first solving, you know, how to do the Tesla gun upgrades and playing around with the Brenner head, I ended up scanning something in one of the rooms that revealed a shape or some sort of object, and it didn't really look like anything that was meant to be in the game, and I thought it was a glitch that would be patched out later, or, you know, it just didn't look like it belonged, and that sort of just, hey, don't worry about this thing, it's not important, you don't need to pay any mind. But now that I come back to it, I'm looking at it more, it's not been patched out over multiple patches, and it's starting to look like it's more intentionally put there. Now, what I'm referring to is if you take a Brenner head, bring it over to the morgue, and in this sort of laboratory where the people call it the torture room, and you scan where these 3 clocks are, only when you're scanning with the Brenner head, this weird little hexagon shape pops up. You guys can see it right here. It is only ever visible at all when you're scanning with the Brenner head. Like, as soon as you take that shine away, it's gone. And I just thought that was really odd, but I chalked up to some sort of maybe lighting glitch or bug when the game first came out, but I'm looking at it now and it may be related to something else and maybe much bigger. Now, I've tried a few things. It looks like maybe a kind of hitbox. I've used all sorts of different weapons on it, thrown grenades at it of different kinds, and I haven't really been able to get anything with it, but perhaps I'm missing something. So I want to bring this to you guys. If anybody would like to go and play around with this, if they can find anything, give it a few tries. Now, if this weird hexagon-shaped object is not related to any sort of brand new Easter egg in the Final Reich and it's something else, the only thing I could rationalize it being is, you guys know, when you're upgrading the Bloodthirst Tesla gun, the green wisp that sort of flies around the map as you shoot it and you need to go release your battery, maybe that was one of the old hitboxes and the things you had to shoot, and they maybe changed the pathing or the route. This has been done in the past. You guys think back to Origins when you're upgrading the lightning staff, and one of those dials, you don't ever end up using. It's the one right when you're about to go into the middle section of the map in the bunker. You don't ever have to turn that one. You can still do it, but it has no use, and you don't actually need it for the upgrading process. And maybe that's a similar thing here, maybe not. We'll see. I honestly think it's maybe related to something bigger, either that or it's a glitch, but we'll have to see. Whatever it ends up being, I want to make sure you guys are aware of it so you can go check it out for yourselves, see if you can solve anything, and if you do end up finding anything relating to this Easter egg, make sure you follow me on Twitter and show me what you got. Now, the next unsolved Easter egg we need to discuss is likely the one that you guys have heard the most about, probably seen the most gameplay of, and just generally have the most knowledge on. It's the one that we have the most leads on as well. That'll probably sort of add up to something bigger. Now, what I'm referring to is the main big tower in the Final Reich, and you can see that it has these 4 Tesla coils that look strangely out of place on this tower, but we don't really know exactly what to do with them. We've tried shooting with a bunch of different guns, like the upgraded and non-upgraded Tesla guns, but it's been theorized that you need the Zeppelin that flies around to shoot these coils and activate all 4. Now, this theory actually makes a lot of sense. In my own experience, I've noticed that you can get the Zeppelin to give off weird hit markers in strange places. Now, what I mean, you guys know how the standard Zeppelin works in the Final Reich. When you're doing the casual or hardcore Easter egg, when the Zeppelin is flying around, you need to release the Uberschnell. You shoot it in the spots where the doors open up and then the lights appear and the battery drops. Now, what happens is, even when these doors are shut, you can still shoot it in certain places at certain times, and you'll give off hit markers, and the Zeppelin will do very strange things. Now, a player named Cherry Gamer found out you can do something very interesting with the Zeppelin when it flies by before you defend the lightning tower. You guys know when you defend those 3 rods. Basically, if you guys did not know, the Zeppelin actually does fly right over the map before this goes on. A lot of people just don't notice it, and Richter drives by really quickly, but there are 6 little light boxes on the bottom of that Zeppelin, and you can get hit markers on them before he speeds out of the way. So, and if you end up breaking all these boxes, the next time it comes back around, those 6 boxes will appear again, and when you shoot those on the 4th rotation around the map, the blimp will circle the lightning tower and then shoot the lightning at one of those rods. And I don't chalk this one up to being a glitch because it's repeatable in every single game. If you do that correctly, it will happen over and over again. But when the lightning shoots the rod, it doesn't really seem to connect or stay on that rod. It's very strange, like we need to do something else for it to actually register, but what that thing is, we have no idea. If you guys would like to jump in and do that for yourself, by all means, feel free, but that's just where that's at right now. I think out of all these, this is the Easter egg that is likely to have some sort of end result that we haven't figured out yet. Maybe this is double pack-a-punch or a step to it, maybe it's not, who really knows, but I encourage you guys to go and try these out, and if there's any Easter egg steps that you guys might have found that you think is unsolved and may lead to something, please do let us know in the comment section down below. Right now, unfortunately, the Final Reich is kind of lacking a bunch of side quests that are worth going after, besides, you know, the classic PPSH, things like that. There really isn't too much, but if you think that you have found anything that is of worth note, please do drop it inside of the comments for everybody else to see. This is a group community effort, and we need everybody on these Easter eggs to get them solved. But anyways, guys, I think that is the biggest Easter eggs that we have on lead right now, and if any of these get solved, I'm going to keep you guys updated. Probably the first people to see it will be on Twitter, so if you guys don't follow my Twitter, there'll be a link down below in the description right now. That's where you'll hear the initial announcement, and then the video will be, you know, maybe a few hours later when I can get around to making it. But if you just, you know, you can't wait for this info, make sure you're following my Twitter. I'd appreciate it a ton. And also, before I let you guys go, make sure you go over to the second channel if you have not already. Subscribe over there. Gonna be live streaming a whole bunch, so if you like to hang out with me and chill out and stuff like that, it'd be a good time. Make sure you go over there as well. But I think we can go ahead and pretty much wrap the video up here. I'm really hoping that we get more side quests in the Final Reich or maybe the future DLC. Hopefully the next map has more stuff to go after. The Final Reich is a great map. It really is. There's a lot of solid mechanics to it. the concept is great. It's just very, very lacking in terms of other stuff to do. You know, when you compare it to a map like Shadows of Evil, it's a landslide, and I'm hoping that's remedied in the future, but we'll have to see about all that. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the video for today. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like right now. That'd be awesome. Subscribe if you are new to the channel if you haven't done so as well, and I'll see you guys up on the next live stream or the next video. Peace out.